Welcome to tonight's episode of
Mythic Wyrd.
Before we start, we just have a few big announcements. First of all, we are now streaming on Twitch, so you can find our page at
Mythic_Wyrd. Word is spelled W-Y-R-D.
So join us. We'll be streaming every Friday. We will start at 7:30 Australian time. I don't know.
Eastern Standard Time.
Australian Eastern Standard Time. Probably. We'll update that information. Let you
No,
guys
when
know.
Australia Central. Fuck.
We'll find the right one and we'll let you guys know. Any love and support that you guys show would be much appreciated. Secondly, we have a few upgrades in the studio, which you guys won't quite see on camera, but it is looking awesome in here, so thank you for the support. All that has gone towards upgrading our setup, hopefully getting better quality and better audio to you guys.
Amira will be doing a behind the scenes recording of everything.
Yes.
Yep.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and you do anything.
Yeah. We did.
What socials do we have?
Yeah. We have TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We're all Mythic Wyrd. Mythic_Wyrd?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So it's all the same.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And lastly, in the coming weeks, we will have a Patreon live, so keep an eye out for that. Again, any love and support that you guys show will be greatly appreciated. We're just working on finalising it, and hopefully we'll have that ready for you guys soon. So thank you once again, and I believe that is all of our announcements. We are missing Lord Valendil for this session. He is currently overseas on holidays. However, he will be returning and joining us next session. And last thing, obviously we haven't uploaded any videos. We do apologise for that. We have been working on our studio, just upgrading that, so we are all ready to go now. We do apologise, we are a little bit rusty as we haven't played, so bear with us.
Since January.
As we've
March.
been working hard on our studio,
Yeah.
so bear with us, and we look forward to taking you guys on this epic journey with us.
Recap.
Yeah.
Alright. Last we left off 2 months ago, Gemini.
What's my text then?
Should be the right one
Did you just...
No.
Bjorn,
Yes?
you awoke
there. What?
in the streets of Nagaroth.
Negative.
Yeah.
What, are we at Ostermark?
Ostermark is the state.
Sorry.
It's been 2 months, guys. You woke on the streets after your encounter with the mysterious witch hunter and your wife, who you thought was dead. After you arose, you made your way while being harassed by an angry chicken
Yeah.
to Chavoy's Needle and Thread, where you had hope to find some help. Instead, your path crossed with young Jayce, and as he bullied you in your weakened state, you called out to his mother, who quickly ran to help you and scorn Jayce at the same time for his doing.
All according to plan.
The events of the previous night still hang heavy on your conscience. Your wife that you haven't seen for years just tried to murder you, and you found out that she did in fact lose the child after you forced the poison down her throat. Grieving, body sore, and spirit tattered. You were taken in, and Jayce's mum fixed you up before you two headed out. Where exactly were you heading?
We went to the witch hunters.
That's correct.
Quarters
We've
to
made
find
a deal.
answers.
That's right. Upon reaching the headquarters of the witch hunters, and after some brief discussion with them at the gates, Jayce, you insightfully picked up
That you needed to pee.
that you needed to pee. No, you picked up that although they were about to let you in, their intentions weren't not necessarily pure, but you could tell that the mention of this particular witch hunter piqued their interest. Coming up with an excuse, you help hobble Bjorn over to one of the alleys, where looking back you saw that you were in fact being pursued by the witch hunters. Running out of time and cramming through this alleyway, you were stopped by another witch hunter, the same one who you'd encountered the night before. And ushering you into a side building, he quickly closed the door behind you guys and waited for your pursuers to leave. Asking him some questions, he wasn't very forthcoming, Bjorn, about what he had been doing or why his wife had contacted him to hunt you down. But you did find out that she had left the city.
Did you mind spiking?
No, I did not.
He did, in fact, mind spike.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mind spiking, yeah.
No, he didn't mind spike. He did something
Detect
else.
thoughts.
Detect thoughts, which
Yeah.
we
There
are
is-
renaming. It's fine.
Yes.
It's just stuck.
I click.
Jayce, you also...
Well, mine's blocked.
No. He also clearly could tell that you were deceased. Leaving you with that information, he left and disappeared out to the streets, leaving you two to find your own way back to the Citadel. Well, Bjorn, you back to the Citadel, and Jayce, you out on your own mission. Upon reaching the Citadel, you met up with Dario, and both of you went to Father Osiris, where you questioned him about your sister.
And his connection with the vampires.
The connection to the vampire, yeah.
And whether or not he is actually evil and perhaps a black hand. Mace.
Correct.
Turns out he's just a priest.
Trying to tell you.
I'm still suspicious.
You also found out that Dreas was keeping a secret from you, and the destruction in her room and the demonic scratches on her wall were in fact a direct portal from the realms of chaos. And something or someone had entered into her room.
In fact, I cannot remember who, but we worked out that it was him, my father.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Did we not?
I think between me, the questions or the answers I had and the answers you had, I think we in the end pieced that was who would have been the ever chosen. Yeah, you told because you said your father was the ever chosen, and then I told you about the portal. Yeah, and then we sort of pieced it together.
Silver. The last few nights for you have been strange. ever since arriving in the city, you've almost felt like you're searching for yourself again.
Literally.
And as it turns out, you actually have been. Although you've heard of a room or rumours, or you've heard that there is a clone of yourself fighting deep in some underground pits, you attempted to stake out and at one point entered the pits and entered your doppelganger's room to catch him out, but without any success, you're still left empty-handed with a lot of questions that needed answering. Meeting a trio of drunken fools, you've picked up a job for some extra cash, transporting cargo into the barren and cursed lands of Slovenia. While you wait for the night which has been set, you've spent your time once again trying to find out what's going on and who this mysterious figure is that's taken up your name and apparently your features as well. Last we left you, you were staking out another inn hoping to catch a glimpse of your clone or to find out at least a bit more information. Unfortunately, once again, you were left empty-handed. And I believe you last chose to retire, is that right? It's day now.
It's been a while. But yeah, I think so. If it's day now.
I think after you didn't find anything, you retired for the night.
Yeah.
And it was early morning when the rest of this was happening.
Okay.
Jayce, with all the problems and the corruption in the city of Nagorov, you have decided to take upon yourself to liberate the people. Unfortunately, so far that hasn't turned out quite how you'd imagined. And upon losing your friends, you are now entangled with a party of mostly nobles who, on one hand, seem distasteful of you, and on the other hand, promise to help you. Not having the power to make massive change yourself, for the time being you've agreed to ally with these people in hopes that you can bring better days to your friends, family, and all those who are outspoken in the city. Without revealing too much, you have decided to take a darker path or a darker approach, as you now see that the loving, kind nature of your parents and their ways hasn't quite worked. You've decided it's now time to do things in your own way. Andrea,
Yes.
you have one of the most unlikely companions that has followed you literally from the end of the world back into the past. You've spent many days and nights with him, shared secrets, food, and tears. Yet, in these last few weeks, you feel that a barrier has been put up between you and Dreas. maybe Drea likes to pretend that she doesn't quite know why, but deep down, you know exactly that the actions that you've been taking of late are have a direct influence on your relationship. Well, as has been distant, you find solace in another friend, one even older than Az. The grieving lady comes to you every night. And as you sit with your dark thoughts, you find a weird sense of comfort in her overbearing presence. Furthermore, a visit from an unlikely man has thrown everything off course. And once again, the fire of revenge burns hot in your belly as you try to find a way to defeat the man who destroyed your life, destroyed your world, and is also your father. Last we left you, I believe you had spoken with Bjorn, who had ridiculed you for... Did you guys argue last time?
There was a conversation.
And then he stormed out and he got his ass kicked because I wasn't there. Just saying.
The reality is, she's not telling me everything and Bjorn does not know why. But he senses that she's keeping stuff from him. And in his own means, he's discovered part of that. But we have that argument.
After this conversation, you spotted one of your old rivals walking to the palace to meet Tommen. Intrigued by this meeting, you shapeshifted into a spider, snuck underneath the door, and listened to their conversation.
We agreed to do that.
Correct.
So I have knowledge of this.
Spiders have ears.
Maybe now.
As you listened to their conversation,
They're very nice.
before it ended, you saw Bonaire kneeling, and almost as surprised as you are, kissing the hand of Prince Tommen, who is wearing a black ring with a metal mace, as Bonaire proclaimed, "All hail the Black Mace." Father Osiris. The weight of the world bears down on you. You have an elected count who's disinterested in ruling. Two brothers who are quite different from one another. And new companions who so far have only seemed to bring trouble. You've recently lost a friend, Sergeant Riley, or at least not a friend, maybe even more like a child. And as the heavy weight of almost running the country has been handballed to you, you realise threats on all sides, civil war, invasion from your neighbours and the ever-cursed land of Slovenia. The state is not in a good place. The city is not in a good place. And there are little believers left. Last we left you, you had an interesting conversation with Dreas. You took her into the temple after she asked you about a certain amulet. Something that someone as young as her, or as
That's so distracting.
someone like her shouldn't know.
Just.
After you returned back, you had another conversation with her, and then a conversation with Daria and Bjorn. And shockingly, you found out that apparently Bjorn's father is the Ever-Chosen. This knowledge weighing heavy on your mind, you now have a meeting with councillors to discuss what's happening in Ostenmark. The Reich Marshal, the leader of the Imperial Army, has been summoned upon your request, or not summoned, invited upon your request, and he is now here and ready.
His name again, sorry?
Rabute.
Sorry?
Rabute? Reich Marshal Rabute.
Hey.
Hey.
I think
And
that
I
pretty much.
also found out.
Oh, sorry, yep.
Sorry, it's been a while. Can you remind me again? You said Castle Ravenloft?
Castle Drakenhof?
Drakenhof. That's been reoccupied,
Yes.
hasn't it?
Reclaimed
Castle Drakenhof.
by Manfred von Carstein.
Manfred.
I had a customer today called Manfred.
That's so creepy.
It's the same guy.
Just a question
Imagine
actually
Customer
regarding to the
Manfred
neighbours
Carstein.
and Slovenia. What's the biggest threat to Ostermark at the moment?
Slovenia, civil war, and possible invasion by.
So there's no
The neighbouring
order,
state.
it's just everything.
Yeah.
There's no like, this is a clear threat we need to tackle right now. Okay.
Yeah, probably if we were to put it in order, probably civil war at the moment would be the biggest.
The biggest.
So fucked.
Poverty, civil war, famine.
Yeah, it's real bad. Like you go down the street and you can just visualize how bad it is, or
Especially when you go through Jayce's district, for example, there's clear segregation of rich and poor.
now, has it always been like that?
It's been like this for quite a long time now. It's definitely seen better days,
Yeah. So it wasn't always a puff. Yeah.
but you know, as it's been like this for as far as Jayce can remember, even before he was born.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Anything else? I reckon we got it all.
That's pretty.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. All right. In that case,
Cool.
let us
It's starting.
continue our time. All right. Tonight's session begins once I
Yes.
find the the right track. Drea,
I know it.
the hairs on your what's that word? Arachnid body stand tall as Bonet's boots pass the couch that you're on. As he walks out the room, you see Tommen hasn't quite moved yet. There's some shuffling before, after a few 10 seconds, he also exits the room. The Prince of Ostenmark. Not only is the Black Mace but a traitor to your friend. With this information racing through your mind, your heart beating fast, trying to line up the dots, things making sense, finally. What would you like to do?
I would like to just like quickly, because I would say Dre's kind of in a frenzy, I would like to just kind of web my way around the room looking for like what's in here. Why did they choose to meet in here? Like, is there anything here?
It's a large room based at the front of the citadel, decorated in artworks and lavish curtains and carpets. It has the best furniture you've ever seen. Dark mahogany chairs and tables sit placed around the room with a central desk and two couches where you were placed under. There's a few interesting paintings, but other than that, it just seems like a formal meeting room or a formal reception room.
Is there a window in here?
There is.
What is out of the window?
The large window at the front overlooks the courtyard and the gate where you exit out the citadel and back into the streets of Nagoroth.
Do we have any gardens in our courtyard?
Do we?
Have any gardens in our courtyard?
Yes, not direct, like there's small pots and plants in the garden, but going out the door and to the right, there's the royal gardens, which are quite large and lavish.
Drea is going to crawl out of. Is the window open? Can I crawl out of it?
It does not currently.
Okay. Drea will go under the door again and make her way to the garden. And then would there be a spot that I could turn back into me?
You can. The
See?
garden's quite large and lavish, and at this time of morning, not many people, although there would be a few people, royals, taking their kind of morning walk of fresh air, you would find plenty of rooms where you could turn back into your humanoid.
So when you say garden, do you mean like roses and stuff, or is there like trees and...
Trees, roses, hedges, a reasonably large maze of hedges.
Yeah. Yeah, Drea's gonna find a tree or something and she's going to turn back into herself.
Transforming back into yourself behind a tall wall of hedges, you stare at the ground as you gather your humanoid senses again. What would you like to do?
Dreas is shocked by what she's learned. And a lot of different things are running through her mind that she just like is frozen almost. Like she just does not know what to do. And I think she's just gonna sit there for a little bit like, what the fuck, you know? And then she is going to... Can anyone see me? Am I like
Not at
pretty
the
good?
moment, no.
Okay. Dreas is going to... Do I have my stuff with me? I don't remember.
You don't have anything, like any packs or anything that would still be in your room. Anything that was like clothes and, items that could have been put on your person, you do have.
Oh, okay, cool. Dreas is going to take off a gold ring
Do you keep your clothes and stuff?
off her finger. She's going to cast Primal Savagery to make an X on her palm and get some blood on the ring. And then she's going to put it on the tree. And I'm going to cast my last ever contact deity.
Okay.
Whoa. That's cool.
And my question is, are you listening?
A faint rustle of leaves in air answers your question.
Good. You know, I used to find comfort in you as a child. I thought, yeah, my mother left me, didn't want me. I'll just choose the mother as my mother. Surely, there's no one greater than that. What kind of mother leaves their children like this? Children in a pit fighting to survive for what? Do you sit there and watch while they fight? Do you sit there and watch while I fall? I hold life. I thought believing in you would save me. I have been sold and beaten and made to fight. I have been scarred in so many ways. And you did nothing. But I survived. I got myself through that. And I'm gonna do it again. And I'm gonna do it for those that can't. And the ones that deserve it, not even you could save them from me. I'm not coming to ask for permission. I don't want your forgiveness. I don't want the lies of a savior, of something better. This is hell. I'm in hell. I've been in hell, and I'll probably end up in hell. But I can come with a warning. I am the earth that you destroyed, and I am the children that you left to die. And I am coming to seek my justice. Goodbye, Mother. And then Dreas just gonna get up.
As you get up,
I get struck by lightning.
Damn, we're going in hard.
Mic
It's really so much right now.
as you rise to your feet and pull your hand away from the thick hedges in front of you. You notice, and you're not really surprised by it anymore. In a radius around where your palm is, the hedges have decayed and died, leaving a harsh, contrasting rough circle of grey and black death around the vivid green of life. Leaves crackle, twigs snap, and bits of the hedge fall to the ground in front of you. And as you watch, a butterfly flutters down onto the side of the hedge, and curious, it crawls closer to the circle of death. And as it touches it, its wings flutter, and it goes to take off, only for it to dive midair and fall softly at your feet. Almost as if it's a sign. The mother's been there for you. She always has been there for you, in her own ways. And yet, this is what you've chosen. The butterfly's wings turns to ash, and before your eyes, it's nothing more than fragile skeleton holding what bits of it remain together. You find some kind of solace, perhaps, in that grief. Father Bell.
Yes.
Can I just say I'll make my way to the Citadel again?
Where are you, and how are you feeling?
Who's
After your
broken out that
conversation
tree?
with
Who's broken out the tree?
Sigma, bless you. Have you come to join the faith of the light?
You had a meeting.
I do have a meeting, so I am preparing for that meeting. Father Bell is quite curious by the events unfolding.
How do you feel about the news you've just heard about the bringer of the end times being a father to someone you know?
For Father Bell, it's a problem for sure, but it's a problem for later.
After breakfast.
The end of the world can wait.
No,
She'll be alright.
no, not in that sense. In Father Bell's mind, there's an order to the events that need to take place, and you know, he can yell and scream, but the end of the world is still coming. So in his mind, there's an orderly way to approach this, and come what may from it.
Okay. As you gather yourself and put your mind at ease that you'll do whatever you can in a timely manner, do you leave, or are you ready to leave?
Hey.
As you approach the doors to your room, they open, and as you step through, the two guards either side flank you as they lead you to the councillor's chambers. as you watch, as you pass across the main area of the citadel on the ground floor, you see Tommen call out to his brother, and as they have some small discussion, him and Dario move off through the citadel as Dario gives you a nod. Tommen kind of ignores you like usual. And as you watch them disappearing, you can't help but feel that there is a time coming, perhaps sooner than you would hope, where you would have to side with one or the other. Before you know it, the doors to the Grand Chamber are open, and as you step through, you see Lord Valandil sitting at the head of a large hardwood table.
Oh, he came.
He came. You see his sister, a woman you're not particularly close with, standing by the window, sipping on a goblet of wine as she talks to the Master of Laws. Liliana is an older woman, resembling nothing really like her brother. She has a shrewd face, and even for a man with your patience, there's always an ick or an itch in the back of your mind that you'd just like to perhaps rearrange her features. The smug smile on her face is always condescending, and her ugly bob cut hair does nothing to improve her hideous look. She's not an ugly woman, but shrewd, and her attitude only makes her uglier. And as she sees you enter, you see her roll her eyes, whisper something to the Master of Laws, who giggles like a child. You're not loved here in this council. You might even say you're not wanted. The only person who seems to appreciate your presence is Lord Valandil. And as he gives you a slight nod, you see a release of tension falling from his shoulders.
Is the Reich Marshal there?
Reich Marshal has not yet made it. No, it's not yet in the room.
So there's Liliana.
There's Liliana, there's Kale, the Master of Laws,
Yeah.
and there's also Lord Harrison, the Marshal of Ostermark. So it's not the Reich Marshal, he's just the commander or Lord Commander of the Ostermark armies.
Sorry, what was Liliana's role?
She is the treasurer.
And that would make her Dario's auntie, right?
Correct.
Whoa.
And, sorry, the Marshal's name again?
Harrison. Lord Harrison Surf. And the Master of Laws is Kale Wright.
I assume that we've got set places.
Correct.
Okay. I'm nod graciously to Lord Valandil, and then I'm gonna go take my place.
As you sit, the Lord Commander, not a bad man, but you feel a man not really fit for his role. Gives you a nod and a smile between large chews of his breakfast. And as he sees you looking at him, he raises an eyebrow and offers you some of his half-eaten mishmash of breakfast.
Just gonna raise my hand at him.
Do it yourself. Lord Valandil looks from him to you, and you see that he almost goes to say something. In his younger days, he would have snapped at such a disrespectful and immature show, or an immature act. Perhaps even had the man flogged, his rank and title stripped from him.
Am I surprised to see him here?
You are. But these days, he looks like he just can't be bothered. Is there anything you'd like to do or say as you wait for the right commercial?
I'm gonna actually pull out my tome and start reading.
You hear another snicker from the window.
I'm gonna read like Lloyd, but loud enough that people can hear what I'm reading.
As you drown out the voices of the inconsiderate, you get lost in the words of Sigma. And as you do, you find a strength and a fortitude and a mental state that you would need to make it through this meeting. And as you finish your chapter, the doors open and you hear the announcer announce the arrival of the Reich Marshal. As Lord Valandil waves him in, a man almost the size of you walks in, an older gentleman, balding, covered in scars. An eye patch sits over his left eye. He's wearing great, heavy armor that you would, for a man his age, is just that impressive. He strides in it, his back tall, his head high, like he's wearing nothing but silk. And as he walks into the center of the room, he bows, and as befitting his station, everyone, including Lord Valandil, has stood up. A Reich Marshal is almost not quite as equivalent as an elector count, yet he holds all the power of the Imperial Army under his sector. Your heart warms to see him. He is not only a true warrior, but a zealous believer in Sigma.
Yeah.
And as he makes his way around the table, his handshake with you is the most firm and lingers the longest, as he puts a hand on your shoulder and gives you a stern nod.
I return the gesture.
As the guards exit and the doors close again, everyone takes their seats. And the air is still and silent. Lord Valandil turns to you. So, Osiris, What matter of urgency brings you to call this meeting and drag the Reich Marshal from his post to here, to my city?
My lord, I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to grace us with your presence. As do I to all who have attended. I'm not here to waste anyone's time.
Well, that's a surprise. Mumbles Liliana.
Or I'm gonna go on. For those of you who don't know, we have lost a great man. The Sergeant Riley of the front lines of the Pistoliers.
Who? Says Harrison, between mouthful. Not one of mine.
No, my lord, he is not. He is far too great a man to serve under you.
He looks taken back. And what's that supposed to mean, eh?
Take it as you will, my lord. The may also come as a surprise to you that Castle Drakenov, it has been confirmed, has been reinstated.
Liliana waves your concerns away. Squatters and necromancers are frequent in the dark halls of Castle Drakenov.
Yes, but Lord Vampires are not, my lady.
Lord Vampires? Yes, they are. They're always fighting amongst each other.
And do you know what keeps them from fighting amongst us?
Let me guess. The holy light of Sigma.
And the men who fight for it. Protecting your borders while you sleep.
Well, it is their job. We do pay them well enough, and I should know.
Then you should know how dwindled their numbers have become.
Are they? She turns to Lord Harrison. We are losing men at a higher rate than usual, but nothing the recruiters can't replenish.
And where are the replenishments, my lord?
He begins wiping his hands, trying to fumble for an answer before the Reich Marshal, Rabute, interrupts. I'll tell you where they bloody are. On the border of Talabakland. Where they shouldn't be. While my men, the Imperial Army, defends your borders. We were once, originally, meant to be nothing more but a relief force. And now we hold the frontier. While you, Lord Valandir, squabble with your neighbour over meaningless towns and barren farmlands. I can tell you this, the Emperor is not impressed.
We need to end this folly and come together for to fight a common enemy.
By law, those lands are ours. And should I remind you, Lord Osiris, that it was our neighbours who crossed the agreed border before we did. This is a necessary fight, and if we step down now, I fear, my Lord Valendur, will show them that we are nothing but weak.
If you do not step down and move your men where they are needed, then there will be no land to fight over.
The front line's holding. I don't know what you're on about.
Have you ever visited the front lines, my lord? Have you ever watched a man have his blood drained from his body?
Well,
Have you ever tried to fight the knight with a sword?
I'm a high-ranking officer, and I've been busy with other duties in Nagorok.
Then perhaps you should busy yourself with your duties whilst we save the realm.
He sits back in his chair, face red, eyes wide, mouth open, and his face full of shock that somebody had the audacity to speak like this to him. Obviously, being in his station, he's been shown by nothing but respect and love while he gets whatever he pleases. And having someone, especially that Lord Valendur is not really bothered with state affairs, speak to him like this, he's aghast. And as he looks to you, to Lord Valendur, and finds no help from him, he slowly, or actually quite quickly, stands up, mutters something about important business to attend to, and marches out.
I'll wait for him to exit.
It's a long walk across the corridor, and as his boots echo, and the door opens slowly, and he yells at them to open it faster. It closes back behind him, and as it echoes and reverberates through the room,
My lord Roberto, Roberto, we need to move your men.
that's the idea. But who's going to fill the gap?
The light has a funny way of uniting men against the darkness that is to come.
Without
They
any
will fight, they will squabble, they will cross the borders. But the end is coming, my lord.
I am in agreement with you, old friend. And I say this to you, Lord Valendur. The Emperor has sent me here today with a message. You reinforce the line, or the Imperial Army is pulled off the frontier. And whatever comes will be on your head. Lord Valendur is currently sitting almost slumped back in his chair, one hand under his chin as he studies the right motion. And after a considering pause, you mean to tell me that the Emperor will pull back his troops and leave us undefended?
What is good? What is good? What good comes of man killing man, my lord?
Nothing. But should we pull off the neighbouring border, men will kill men.
Men will always kill men. Until the shadow starts killing them.
So what am I to do, Osiris? let the Talabakland enter our borders, rape, pillage, burn, and take as they please.
Or find a common ground and a peace.
There is no common ground. You know this as well as I. If we pull off that line, day by day, that'll inch closer to our capital, until Ostermark doesn't exist anymore.
What is your bigger threat, my lord? Why do you underestimate the borders of Slovenia? A darkness is coming. A darkness like you or I have never seen. Do not underestimate what is coming.
You see in his eyes, burning deep within, a rage that you've seen quite often in his youth. And before you have a chance to calm him down, he begins speaking. And you wish that he hadn't attended. If the Emperor pulls his troops back from Ostermark, we will take this as a clear declaration of war. The Emperor pulls back his support from my state, while Talabakland is on my border. Clearly, it is evident who the Emperor favours more.
The light burn you and your border, my lord. So I'm just gonna stand up.
Shit.
My allegiance isn't to you, or your borders, or the Emperor. It is to the light and Sigma alone. If you do not heed this warning, then do as you will, but find yourself another priest.
The light take you, Osiris.
I wish you would. I am heading to Slovenia with as many men as I can. You do as you will, my lord.
Then you go to your death.
At least it will be a death I will be proud of. In the eyes of Sigma and the light. Against the dark and the shadow. Not against common man.
Get out of my face.
Oh, I intend to. I'm gonna turn and walk away. Door.
Holy shit!
As you storm out, you hear the Reich Marshal stand up. Lord Vandu, I'll give you a chance to reconsider your words. For today, in this chamber, you have spoken treason. You have lost a valuable member of your council. And you have doomed your people. I leave at dawn tomorrow. I expect an answer by then. And as the doors close behind you, you see him bow and begin leaving as well.
Oh fuck.
Oh my god. Shit is happening.
Silver, where are you? What are you doing? And how are you feeling?
I am feeling.
Yeah.
Except the light burn you and your borders.
That was good. Right. So I'm in a tavern that I just woke up from.
That's correct. You took refuge in the tavern that you'd originally stayed at.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe you went back and retired there for the night. And now you have awoken to a brand new day with the same damn problems.
I am feeling that I've gotten nowhere in the last day, and I've just wasted that time. I'm gonna get up and start my morning routines of push-ups, sit-ups, and I'm gonna do that for about an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and then I am going to put on my clothes and jacket, make sleeve hand that I've, it's kind of like a sling, and I'm going to tuck that in, and then I am going to get some breakfast.
Beautiful. You head downstairs to the same people that you saw when you entered last night. Surprisingly, few are still awake and drinking. Most have passed out on the tables. And by now, the innkeeper doesn't even bother to kick him out at closing time. As they just wake up and just keep spending whatever coin they have.
Now this is the same inn that they gave me the advice about the Black Mace.
That is the same inn, correct.
Okay.
Morning.
Morning. What's on the menu?
Oats.
Delicious.
A fine meal for a warrior like yourself, eh?
Well, do like me some good oats.
A bowl? Two perhaps.
You know me pretty well by now. I like you.
Aye, that I do, and I like your gold, keep that coming. He pours you 2 generous bowls of thick oats and he pushes them across the counter. They're steaming and a surprisingly good smell of fresh cinnamon and honey wafts over you.
Now this is good.
Mm.
Oh, I needed this.
Made it myself.
Man, I have had a shit day, but this makes up for it.
It's only morning, but I agree, waking up can ruin your fucking day. Anyway, what's on the agenda today?
Well, that's a good question. Very good question. There was acquaintance that I met here earlier. I think I might go check up on him, or at least his family.
Mm-hmm. Sounds interesting. And they're rich.
I wouldn't know. They have their own shop.
That means they're rich.
I suppose they would be. Any
Good conversation.
Yes.
I will leave you to it. You look like a man pondering the mysteries of the universe.
There's a lot to think about.
Enjoy. He walks away to serve some other grumbling patrons, and as you're left brewing over your actually fantastic double bowl of oats, how does Sylvanus feel in this moment?
He feels better now that he's eating some food, but he is feeling like he's got so much, he's lost. Like he's tracking something, and then he can't remember things, so he's trying to remember, and then there's another silver out there that he doesn't know if it's real or not, but people says he's, they've seen him. He feels like he's being pulled towards a couple of directions, and he doesn't know which one to pursue at the moment. Now the caravan is leaving, was it tonight?
Tonight at midnight.
Tonight at midnight. Okay. So I think he's going to go pursue this Sylvanus, this other silver, and see if he can get anything going on.
You have tried multiple times over the last few days to get a lead or a glimpse of this silver, and without any success, you don't really have anywhere to start. Is there somewhere particular you'd like to go? Somewhere, someone you'd like to talk to?
He doesn't really know much people here.
So when you say pursue this other silver, what did you have in mind?
Well, he's starting from rock bottom, I guess, so he's got no direction at the moment.
So what does pursuing the silver mean to you? What's step one?
Probably tracking information.
How?
I don't know. How would you track information of
Your silver. I don't know.
Exactly.
You tell me what he would do.
What would Silver do?
He would think, what would Silver do?
It's a good train of thought.
You can only answer that question yourself.
Yeah. He would think, if I was hiding, where would I hide?
And what answer do you come up with?
The undergrounds.
The fighting pits, where you've already been before?
Yeah, not maybe, perhaps, but underground, where gambling could happen, fighting pits could happen, just smuggery and stuff like that. A place that no one really cares who you are.
Without having really too much knowledge of the city, the only place you can think of
Is it Black Mace?
would be the Black Mace. Unless you have something particular in mind that you'd like to ask me, or that you'd like to go explore, or
Maybe someone who knows the shitty parts of the city. Someone you know.
I've been meaning to go visit Jayce, and I've got no direction. So I think I'm going to go to the what's the place called again?
his parents' shop,
Yeah,
Chavoy Needle and Thread.
the Savoy Noodle and Thread. Before I do, I would like to see if I can get the same spray can that I stepped on, and I'd like to purchase that.
So that spray can was in fact made, this is out of game knowledge, but it was a very unique item that Silver wouldn't know what it is, because it was in fact made especially for Jayce by his friend. Nothing like that exists anywhere except within her mind and what's created by her hands.
Well, I wouldn't know that, so I would still go to the
Well, you don't know what you're looking for, right? It was like it just looked
I would
like
just
a
like-
can.
can, and then maybe colour, and the colour, and I will look for that colour.
Okay. Alright. As you swath down your breakfast, you leave miserable, well not miserable, the somewhat questionable inn behind you as you begin perusing the streets of the city, looking for anything close that you think might replace what you stepped on. Without really knowing what you're looking for, would Silver describe this? Like, would he just look at people's wares and try to discern for himself what he wants to buy, or would he describe this to people and try to ask questions and see if somebody has something?
If he can't find it at first, he would then ask questions.
How much time would you like to spend?
Not first shop I see.
Just the first
The
shop?
first paint shop I see. That's about it.
So there wouldn't really be a paint shop, but your best bet would be maybe some kind of alchemist or something. You obviously saw there was coloured liquid in there, and
So is paint rare in this world?
no, it's just not something that's like in common times like this supplied to everyone. It would be, something that a builder would make himself and paint onto whatever he's building.
Oh.
You can get basic inks and calligraphy, colours and things like that, but not per se paint as we see it. Most things back in that day were whatever natural colour they were, minus, whatever the builder could creatively come up with, whether that maybe he was building a house and came up with some kind of formula in dirt that he put on the walls that would replicate some kind of render that we know today. But yeah, in terms of paint, there wouldn't be anything quite like that.
Right, so I stepped on something valuable that I would have,
Yeah, you would
Probably wouldn't even know what you
probably,
stepped
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Question. What about paintings?
Yeah, so like calligraphy.
I think like when they used to make the paint, they used to actually crush up the rocks in mortars and pestles and mix them.
There
and
would
make
be like
colours, give them blinding
I
bottles.
can't even say the word.
Calligraphy?
Calligraphy,
Ink.
inks and stuff
Yeah.
like that, which they would probably also use as paint, like for tapestries and stuff like that.
Cool.
Okay. Okay. Would I know to track down an alchemist? Like, is that...
That would be, probably the best starting point.
Okay, I'll go track down an alchemist.
You peruse the streets and you only find one particular shop that looks like an alchemist's place, being in the kind of poorer district of the city. You're not really spoiled for choice. As you enter this, what is supposed to be a 2-story building, but it's more like a story and a half kind of squat building that looks like half of it sunken into the ground, you're welcomed with an unpleasant odour of a burning kind of metallic smell. And as you step in, your eyes begin to sting from the steam and vapours rising from multiple vials that are currently set and bubbling. And almost missing him if he hadn't moved, you see an old man hunched over a crate, draped in black cloth, similar colour to the rest of his drab shop.
Kind of really blends in.
He does. And as he mumbles to himself and picks up a root, he starts gnawing on it. Tobacco root. And as he chews off a bit, he chews it before turning around, spitting it, and you hear his spit hit a metal bucket, making a sound. He finally notices you and screeches before clearing his throat. Oh, pardon me, you just startled me. Are you here for potions?
That sounds sinister.
Not quite a potion, but I was hoping you could proclaim...
Alcohol?
What kind?
Only the illegal stuff.
Maybe I'm up to 2 things. But first, I was wondering if you had some substance in a can. I think it's paint.
Paint?
Yes.
I have paint in a glass jar.
Glass jar.
Close enough to a can, wouldn't you
I
say?
know. See, I destroyed something and I must repay the debt.
I have paint in a glass jar that I can put in a box for you.
Not quite the same.
The illegal alcohol is still on the list though, right?
Oh, yes.
Fantastic.
What type of alcohol are we talking about? And what makes it illegal?
It's 100% pure.
Undiluted? Are you mad?
It hurts when I pee.
You know what? We'll skip the alcohol for now.
Oh. Okay. Potions then.
Potions. No. Can.
I don't have a
have-
can.
Okay, just give me. That's the one in the bucket. That's fine.
The one in the glass jar, you mean?
Yes, that's one.
He goes over to a shelf and picks up a knocked vial of ink. Half of it spilt out onto his shelf, dried out and crusted. And as he kind of picks it up, it's still stuck to the ink and rips off parts of the wood that he rips off and cleans up and puts on the shelf for you. It's half empty.
Do you have? What color is it?
Black.
Do you have more of a vibrant rainbow color? Something.
Vibrant rainbow color.
Well, just
You
any
do
color.
realize the
I
rainbow
don't-
is 7
I
colors.
Don't know. Just give me a color. I think it was red. Do you have that?
I could probably make it.
How long?
As long as it takes for me to bleed it out. He pops the lid open, and before you can
Good
say anything,
God,
he pulls
watch
out
it.
his dagger, slits his head, and starts dripping his blood on there.
Oh my gosh.
A 50-50 ratio, I presume.
What is wrong with you?
Many things.
What if I ask for an orange color?
A pinch of yellow would probably turn that. You know.
No.
You're right.
Put your pants down. God damn it.
So just the red then.
You know what? Skip the paint.
I literally bled for this, and you're not even going to buy it.
No, I asked for paint, not blood.
A waste of time.
God damn, yes it was.
Out. Shoo.
Why is
Shoo.
it so hard to find good people? What is wrong with this place? God damn it. And I mutter like, from the time I came here, I was stuck with, what's his name? Freaking Bonaire in the cell. Like freaking weird place to Tom in. Got the 3 drunk guys.
Hey.
Freaking.
He was making red paint for you. He's doing the best he can.
I'm pretty sure they used to make paint with blood anyway.
Is that a thing?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
I feel
Really?
like this guy would be related to
Olaf.
no, the guy in the Sky City who made us all our stuff.
Oh,
Brunson.
Brunson.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like they would be
Yeah,
related
they're
somehow.
bros.
Yeah. Alright. I'm just gonna call it as I tried.
Okay.
He doesn't have any other paints on the shelves?
No, again, it's like,
It's an alchemist. He mixes stuff.
yeah, and you think, now that I work at a paint shop, paint comes in a base and they just add stuff to it to change the colour. So really he was just doing that. Probably blood isn't, the best way. Probably could have find
Blood and pee?
Like beetroot or like.
I mean, I think this guy's
yeah,
wasting
probably
our
like
time by
beetroot
saying that.
juice or something,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
So they used to use for
Yeah.
makeup.
Yeah, I'm still gonna walk out.
Used to call it
I mean, if he's gonna pee and blood all over a vial.
you could try,
beetroot, right?
Used to eat it.
again, you're in the poorer district of town, obviously, you're probably best not to expect too much.
Yeah.
However, if you would like to try the richer part of town, that might be an option.
Alright. I got the whole day in front of me. Why not?
Okay. As you start making your way to the rich part of town, we'll get back to you and tell you what you find in a second. In the meantime, where's Jayce? What's he doing? How's he feeling?
Jayce is a little impatient. And he'd currently be at his parents' shop getting changed into what he considers fine clothes that he's designed. It's like a formal shirt that he's tailored, except one half is vibrant green, the other half is vibrant pink, and the tie is yellow. And he's getting dressed up with the intention of going to the richer area of Lilia.
Okay.
And he's specifically looking for Fatso, aka the Taxman.
Okay.
Oh. I like it.
As you finish dressing, you can see your mother is hard at work, working on a few orders. Did you want to see her before you go, or did you want to avoid the drama and the probably half-hour hold-up?
No, Jayce would go down as if she needed any help.
Okay. As you enter, she looks at you, and with a sharp, magnificent,
I know.
absolutely magnificent.
You think I'm pretty happy with it,
I miss Kathy.
right?
Where did you find such talent? I am so lucky.
I learnt from the
to have
best.
a young boy
I learnt
as
from the
smart
best.
as you. Oh, stop it.
Oh wait, I forgot the hat.
Oh. She runs over and she goes and gets it for you, dusts it off, and comes over, places it on your head, and adjusts it, fussing with your hair, and kind of putting it back and forth before stepping back. Absolutely magnificent.
Really? Do you think we can sell it?
I think they would be stupid not to buy 100 pairs of it.
Really? You think you really do well?
I think. And she looks around. There's no one in the shop, but she looks around and leans in close. Even the Emperor would wear that.
Oh, wow.
Alright, well, better get to work, huh?
And where are you off to, young man?
Oh, I'm off to the city.
To the
You
city.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have you packed lunch? I'll get you some.
Okay.
Did you want tea before you leave?
But I was actually going to ask before I leave, do you need any help? I know we've been a bit busy.
No, that's absolutely fine. I want you to go out, enjoy this fine day. But she looks around again. Nothing to do with religion.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay.
Well, I know you need help. So I'll start with Marlowe's order. I'll finish that off and then I'll go, alright?
She gets teary again. You're such a sweet boy.
It's alright, Mum. That's what I'm here for.
Give me a
Alright?
hug. As she embraces you, she spends the next couple of minutes sobbing on your shoulder, telling you how you're such a good boy, before asking you if you want tea again, and then I'm assuming you reminding her of the order that she's currently through,
Yeah.
as you then begin smashing out the pieces of clothing with her.
Yeah, my plan would be to have lunch and tea with her, finish the order, and then go and do what I need to do.
Beautiful. I need you to make an insight check for me.
First roll.
Mm-hmm. So good.
Sound like a good one, though.
Let me see. Oh man. Okay, so it is a 3 plus something. 3 plus 6, so 9.
9. As you're busy working, distracted almost as much as you are working by answering and entertaining your mother, there's a nagging feeling at you that the cloth she's currently working with, it's a gorgeous, super rare cloth. Nothing that you guys would stock and only would bring in if it was an order. Yet you've had no shipments or anything like that, and you're certain you've seen this cloth before. That's it.
What? Can he tell what sort of fabric it is?
It's a really expensive silk, and it's currently going onto 2 smaller dresses.
And what colour?
A deep, almost a greyish white.
Do I know the order she's working on?
It's for a noblewoman, and the dress is for her 2 daughters. You're not 100% sure who the noblewoman is, but her 2 spoiled brat kids are getting 2 very expensive dresses. These dresses and the material they're gonna wear these dresses probably for one night, and the cost that's on them would be more than any child in the slums would ever see in their life. And it keeps nagging at you. You've seen this material. You've seen it. It's special. Kathy seems almost distracted and sad herself as she works on it. And you can see her wince every time she measures and cuts the fabric.
Wait, what's that for?
Oh, what's what, darling?
That.
That's Madame Turpentine's order.
That's not for Madame Turpentine.
Yes, it is. It's for her 2 daughters.
No, we can't use that.
It's okay, Jayce. We can use it. Do you? No, it's fine.
Come on, Mum.
Did you know how gorgeous I looked in this? On mine and your father's wedding night. Oh,
You can't. Are you serious? Come on.
her voice is shaky as she forces a smile. You know, the tax man demanded a little more than last time, and well, we still have orders to customers to please, and she gets choked up. It's really stunning, this dress.
Come on. How much more are you gonna let them take from you? This is like the only thing you've got left.
She gives you a weak smile. No. I still have you. And I still have your father. And that's all that matters, Jayce. This... Well, it's beautiful, but... It doesn't matter. You matter. And this goes for a good cause. Let's me and your father keep you fed and healthy, even though you've been looking quite drab lately, but that's probably our fault too. Am I not cooking enough?
No, it's fine.
Are you hungry now? I can make some tea.
I'm fine, thank you. This is why I do it. And this is why I'm going to keep doing it.
Jayce. Really? It's okay. I'm just crying because it's dusty in here. Your father hasn't dusted for a while, and that's in my fur.
God, give me a hug.
Big one.
It's not going to stay like this forever, alright?
I hope not, because the dust really is getting quite thick. She embraces you in a tight hug, and you can feel her wet tears soaking into her wet fur and drenching your dead fur. And as you feel her shake and sob, you feel yourself begin to shake. Not out of sadness, not because you're crying, but because of the burning rage in your soul. The burning rage at the people who time and time and time again abuse the loving nature and kindness of your mother, the hard working ethics of your father. It burns almost out of annoyance for your parents, that no matter what happens to them, they still put on a smile, they still give more than they have, and regardless of anything, the only thing that matters to them is you. And despite all this, despite all their efforts, you can't seem to do anything to repay that kindness and love back. And you've just had enough. You've had enough of seeing your mother cry. You've had enough of seeing your father come back at dreadful hours in the morning, soaked with shit. The shit of nobles who wouldn't even know where their shit goes. You're sick of the scumbag, nose in the air nobles who come in here treating your kind-hearted mother like shit just because she's different. You're angry at the quips and the remarks they make that either go over your mother's head or she's just too kind to confront them. You're sick at the times you've seen her go back and cry because something someone said, or because she's poured all her heart and effort into something only for have someone to turn around and throw it back in her face. It burns in you so hot and so deep that you panic when you hear Kathy's voice telling you that you're hurting her, that you're squeezing a little bit too tight, that your claws are getting really sharp in her back. And as you release her, she smiles at you. And even in that moment when you've caused her pain, she finds an excuse to put it back on her. And in that moment, something deep and dark breaks in you.
I'll be back. Love you.
You hear her say love you, barely, as there's a ring noise in your ear. Before you know it, you're out in the street, marching with a dreadful vengeance towards the richer part of the city.
Pipe holstered off the back of my shirt.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You've just found out your father, Lord Boulder Orphan, the Ever-Chosen, has come in the night to pay a visit to your sister. Not you, not his true-born son. Your sister.
And she didn't tell you.
That's
That's
hey!
You feel a sense, well, you tell me how you feel, but I presume there's a sense of deep betrayal. Perhaps more from your sister than your father. You were never close with the late Boulder, but you thought you had finally made progress with your sister, turned another leaf, and started a new chapter, not only in your life, but bringing her into yours. And yet not even a year, not even 6 months has gone past. And yet, she has kept something from you so enormous that it's left a nauseating void in you. You barely even noticed Dario leaving your side. Barely noticed Tommen's two chirpy quips of good morning. You haven't even noticed that you're out the Citadel. Where are you? How are you feeling? And what are you doing?
Huh. Okay. I guess in that state that you've described,
You tell me otherwise.
well, that's okay, but I wouldn't know where I'm heading in that state. So I would just go probably look for the thing I always turn to. The only friend I've carried with me all along.
Mine's back.
Drink.
The truth.
So I'll probably find myself walking away from all these people that twist and lie and deceive and play life like a game for their own gain. And I wouldn't be surprised if I looked around and found myself in the worst place this city could offer. I still have decent enough drink.
You have decent drink, although you don't know how you got the bottle.
Probably just do that 100% pure. Right?
In terms of your whereabouts, you find yourself under the many bridges of Nagaroth that spans the torrent river, spanning between the two halves of the city.
Maybe the one where I tracked Jayce to.
You find yourself underneath the bridge, quiet and alone with your numbing thoughts, except for two sounds. First one is a raging sound of the water passing a mere few feet in front of you. The second, an eerie tune being played on a flute. As you slowly raise your eyes to the other side of the river, directly opposite you, underneath the opposite side of the bridge, sits a cross-legged figure, hooded, with a flute drawn to his lips.
Sound good?
It suits your mood.
Mm-hmm. How wide's the river?
This part of town, not very wide.
Mm-hmm.
The bridge spans. It's probably the narrowest part of the river. It spans about 6 meters, wide enough for a single ship to make it through.
Am I okay? Like, so I'm exhausted, I've got the silver in me.
Not really.
And 1 HP.
Yeah, 1 HP as well.
You need a drink that light.
Sorry?
Don't you need a
I've
drink?
already drank it, I think it's
Okay.
once per day. So sounds good.
Yes.
Oh, take a swig. I'm gonna lean over and I'm gonna say, "Bridge occupied! Find another bridge!"
You've realised you've downed approximately half the bottle. It's a good drink, but it's strong. And as you call out, your view all hazy from the drink, from the silver in your body, from the exhaustion. You're not sure if the man heard you or if he simply chose to ignore you. Does this anger Bjorn?
It does. This bloody town and all the shitty people. They're waiting to get paid, mate. Alright. I look at that. I grab my purse, which doesn't have much money in it next to you. And I'm gonna unhook Fafnir's coil. I'm gonna try and whip it across something underneath the bridge and swing over the water to him.
Make a attack roll with a dexterity attack roll with disadvantage and minus your 3 levels of exhaustion.
Wait, what's this?
It's been a while.
Natural one on the bad one.
Oh!
I'll get you your bloody coin. I know. Yeah.
You swing, you miss, you stumble. But God, you're confident. And before you realise it, actually you do realise it, but a sense of denial washes over you. You're too good to miss. But the river's getting closer.
Bloody bridge moved.
And as it's getting closer, just before you hit the water, the tune stops. And you're on that side of the bridge.
Perfect, every time. I'm gonna look at the hooded pillow, and I'm gonna pull out. I don't know what money is. It's in here as well. I'm gonna
Does it fill in the water?
We're literally going with it.
Yeah. No, I forgot how to search it here. Alright, I'm gonna pull out one gold crown.
You pull it out and you hold it
Here you
to a
go.
rock. The man's not there.
What?
Oh. Maybe he'll come back for it.
Before you put it down, you hear the tune again. Opposite side of the river.
What?
Well, I was on the other side of.
The tune now is a little faster and a little more and a little more malicious.
Well, I don't care if you don't want to be paid. You're getting paid.
Go ahead.
Oh, natural 20 on one, but a 6 on the other, minus 5, whatever it was. Yeah. The
So
sounds
what?
of one.
Once again, full of confidence. As you swing, you don't realise that you've completely missed the wide bridge over you.
You better not move this time.
Regardless, you lean forward, letting your weight take you. And once again, you think to yourself, the river shouldn't be this close. And before you think, oh no, I'm going to get wet, you're on the other side.
God, I am good. I am just that good. Now, where is he? I'm holding out 1 crown.
He's on the other side.
It's a bloody game to you or something.
The tune is once again faster and a hint of...
Do you want more? Is that it? You want more? I'm just gonna like start tossing coins across the river.
As you take handfuls or whatever is in your
Just
pack,
take it!
you begin throwing coins.
Take it and leave!
And as you hear him clanking off the top of the bridge, falling short in the water, you see a homeless man look over the bridge.
What happened?
As the splash is thrown up in the air, it dies away and the man has disappeared from the other side. You ask that question. Mikhail did not want to save him.
What the hell?
The voice is behind you.
What?
I
knew it.
I jump around. Is it the same guy that was playing the music?
It is.
Have you? Yeah, you've met Mikhail. Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Bjorn has him.
Oh!
Right, well, there's a whole bunch in the water if you want. And here, I'll just chuck a whole bunch at his feet. Now leave me to my bridge.
Mikhail thinks not. Mikhail was here first.
Mikhail bloody was not.
Mikhail bloody hell was. Mikhail sold you this.
What?
He points to the drink.
Oh, do I remember buying it for him? Right. Very good. Did I pay you for that as well?
He looks in the river. You also threw that in the river.
Well, should have stayed on one side. It's Mikhail's fault. Could you leave now? I'm having a problem with my family, and I don't want to discuss it with you, so don't even ask.
Mikhail thinks you should talk about it.
Well, I don't want to, but if you insist.
Mikhail doesn't.
Alright, I'll tell you anyway. I didn't even know where to begin. My father, and now my bloody sister, who I thought was like, you know, beginning to like me. As sister should, right? Right? Do you have any family, Mikhail?
Mikhail has no family.
Good. Good. Because they're nothing but trouble. They just make you think that you're safe. That you're loved, right? Love. And then they just find some young fucking prince and stop talking to you.
He takes this momentarily pause in your rant to shuffle his robes and sit down in front of you cross-legged.
Yes.
Mikhail likes this story.
It's all my father's fault, really. It's fucking wanting to destroy the world and whatnot. That means your world as well, Mikhail. No more bridges to play your flute under.
This makes Mikhail sad. Mikhail likes bridges.
Yeah. Well, it makes me sad too. Do you want some?
He looks at it.
It's pretty good. I got it from,
Mikhail.
yes.
Mikhail thinks you should drink it up.
Right. Well, I'll do that. Oh, yeah, thanks a lot.
Make a constitution saving throw.
Disadvantage of this. I already got shit. Natural 20 on one.
Oh my god.
18 on the other.
Oh!
Plus 2, so that's a 20 minus.
3, so
Is that
17.
3? That's 17, so that's pretty good. That's some pretty good rolls.
You've got less
If
than
you
a
like-
quarter left in the bottle. The world's spinning around you. The edge of your vision is black. The noise of the river is loud and overwhelming. But you feel good inside. As you should.
I'm bloody Bjorn Wolfen. I don't need anyone.
No.
That's a lie.
Yes.
What do I do?
Mikhail shrugs. And he says that.
Yep. I just don't know anymore.
Mikhail does.
Tell me. Part ways with your wisdom, oh mysterious flute player under the bridge.
For a price.
It's all there. Way my head over the door.
No. Mikhail wants your soul.
Why? It's not worth much.
He looks
From my
stunned for a
understanding.
moment. Mikhail forgot. But I want it. But he wants it, sorry.
Well. So we gotta take off my swords. There you go. That's half payment. Tell me the rest and you'll get the rest.
First sign here. He produces a scroll so long
Oh, very good.
that half of it is on the bottom of the river. And could it be stretched, it would make it easily to the other side and back.
Oh god.
Now, am I, like, in the state that Bjorn is now, does he think it's a good idea? Keeping in mind he's usually pretty smart.
Make an intelligence check.
Disadvantage.
Just normal, but we will take the thing out of it. Your exhaustion out of it.
9. What am I doing? Straight intelligence. So 13.
-3. So 10.
A sensible voice in your head screams, "Idiot, don't do it." The alcohol-induced cocky side of Bjorn sees a tempting and curious and why the fuck not.
Sure. But hold on. What? I didn't even know how to give you the rest. I mean, half is in the swords. You have that already.
Mikhail thinks when you die, Mikhail will come, and Mikhail will take what's left. Forever.
As opposed to my soul getting dragged to the depths of hell.
Mikhail thinks properly.
Sounds like a pretty good deal.
Mikhail thinks not.
Well, I expect some pretty good advice.
Mikhail is an expert on relationships. Yes. Mikhail read a book.
I gotta drink the rest of the bottle.
You down the rest of the bottle. The clear, white liquid burning your throat, seeping into your blood, giving you head spins, warming your belly. Make a constitution check with disadvantage.
Well,
With the -3?
no, -3.
You look down at Mikhail and realize you're looking up at him as he stands atop of you. And as your eyes spin and the world blurs around you, you can see him putting a pen into your hand, trying to get you to hold it. And he's like, no, no. Mikhail thinks you should hold your hand still.
Mikhail, stop. I'll just go.
And with that, you fall into the best sleep you've had in a long time. That is where we'll take our break. We'll be back shortly within 20 minutes as we continue our adventure. Thanks for watching, guys.
What the hell?
See you soon.
Mikhail
Welcome back. Let us continue our tale. Drea. You're heading back to the Citadel with a weight perhaps lifted off your shoulders or put on your shoulders. I'll leave that for you to decide. As you walk back through the gates, up the cobblestone path, and through the doors of the Citadel, where would you like to go?
I am looking for my brother, so I'll probably go to his room first. Yeah.
You
Is he
find
there?
no sign of your brother.
Walking around, do I see Father Bell or Dario?
As you exit your brother's room, you've knocked a few times, no one's answered, so you've opened the door. Had a look around, he's not in there. Turned around, stepped back out, and in a flurry of white robes and fiery anger, Father Bell walks past you.
Father Bell.
Storming past.
I don't follow him. So crazy. Dreas gonna look around the Citadel, try and see where has her brother gone to.
What exactly are you looking for?
I'm going to go in some rooms, see if I can find any trace of him. Like if he's, you know, obviously the Citadel is a big place and there's
Mhm.
libraries and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like has he explored? Is he?
How much time would you like to spend looking for him?
Maybe like 20 minutes, half an hour.
You spend the next half hour exhausting your legs as you go up and down stairs, frantically looking for your brother. And at one point, you hear Tommen's voice faint in the distance. And once again, you feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. You move quickly as to avoid him. And after a few more searches, it appears Bjorn is not in the Citadel.
Okay. What time am I invited to dinner with Lady De Winter?
It is currently around 11 o'clock, 10, 11 o'clock. Dinner is at 8 p.m.
Okay. How long roughly would it get to her house?
It will take you an hour
An hour.
to get to her estate. Not her house. She's rich.
Okay, sorry. Where from? Okay, alrighty. So I've got some time. Where is Azra? Because he was with Bjorn and Dario.
So with Dario.
That's the last you saw of him.
In the last year
Stop. Okay, I start looking for Dario.
As you search around the Citadel again, you hear Dario's voice mingled with his brother's laughter. It seems like they are currently getting ready for lunch. Would you like to join them?
No, but I will approach Dario.
In the same room as Tom? They're in the dining room together.
No, actually, I won't. Osiris's room. See if he can.
Where did Father Osiris go? To his.
Does Father Bell have like runners or servants to send messages around for him?
It definitely does. He has all access to the servants of the Citadel.
Yeah.
Are you looking for someone particular that you trust?
Someone I trust, yeah.
There is a serving maid. Young, peasant born. Her features plain, but pretty in a way. You trust her because she owes you her life. After you found her on the streets, unconscious, overdose on a substance that she shouldn't possess. You made, not only did you remedy her pain and her illness, however, you made the whole situation disappear. Her parents aren't aware of it, and you gained her employment in the Citadel.
Okay.
With, obviously, the offside that you would be able to trust her.
Cool. Alright, I'm gonna seek her out. I'll ask for her. Now, I'm assuming with my position, correct me if I'm wrong, would I have like authority to give war priests order? Do I have a certain amount under my command, anything like that? Or
Priests?
yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So you are the head of the Church of Ostermark. So anyone in Ostermark is under your jurisdiction.
Beautiful. Alright. I'm going to seek her out, and there's a few things that I want her to sort of send messages or people for.
Alright. After a few minutes, the olive-skinned girl, Soraya, is let into your room, and with a small curtsy, she waits for your orders.
How are you faring, Soraya?
Good, my lord. Citadel life has treated me well.
Do you sparing time for Sigma?
Twice a day, as you ordered me to.
Good. And your parents? Are you sparing time for them?
Always. Our relationship has blossomed ever since my rebirth.
Well, I pray for to the light that it continues to strengthen. I need you to find some people and ask them to meet with me.
Who am I to seek out?
There would be someone commanding the war priests in the Citadel or someone in particular.
So there is currently an archpriest, so you're the archlector of Ostermark. There's an archpriest that was in that position before you gained your position.
Okay.
Who basically oversees everything for you, almost has the same power as you, and because obviously not only are you head of the Church of Nagaroth, you're the head of the Church of Ostermark, so quite often you can be found outside the city in dealing with religious matters. So everything falls to him. Now,
How do I feel about him?
you do not favour him very well. You feel like the light doesn't favour him very well. And I say this as his loose-handed handouts of witch hunter permits and things like that probably the cause of many of your problems.
Okay. Is there a soldier or a sergeant? I don't know how the rankings would work. That I would also trust more, or know of their work towards the light.
There is a young man in priesthood training, a rebellious young boy who has taken to the light and put his old ways aside and is now quite zealous. He is not yet a warrior priest, yet you feel the light burning strong in him, and not only that, although he's put his old ways behind him, he still has the ability to think for himself, where you find most that take the pledge blindly follow the codex, which might not be a bad thing, but they don't have the ability to see right from wrong in question.
Yeah. Alright. So I'm gonna ask for the archpriest, I'm gonna ask for that boy, I'm gonna ask for 3 witch hunters that are in the city that I would know of, which I know were anointed to that position in the proper manner.
Did you want the master witch hunter, Fulton?
Yes.
You feel he's an old friend.
Okay, definitely then. And I would like to find, I'm assuming between the priests there's some sort of healers or someone that can...
Apothecaries, yeah?
Yep. Someone to come check on the boy that came, that's asleep in my chambers.
Mm-hmm.
And also if... Sorry, Mum. What was the Reich Marshal's name again? Sorry.
The Reich Marshal's name was Rabute. Rabute Gilliman.
I would like to meet with him, not in my chambers, but somewhere in the open, so it doesn't look like we're, forming some sort of rebellion.
The garden house.
Perhaps, yep, somewhere where, we can chat.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're not surrounded by people, but we're not trying to hide.
Yeah.
I want her to tell him to meet me there and now.
Okay. So, you're after the Reich Marshal, you're after the Archpriest,
Yeah.
you're after Master Volton,
Yes.
you're after the Priest in Training, and you're after the Apothecary.
Yeah.
Is that all?
But the Reich Marshal I want to meet separately. I want to meet them first.
Okay.
In the Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. There's a Citadel in the actual.
In the church, in the temple?
No, sorry, in the where are we? Not the castle. The
You're in the Citadel at the moment.
Oh, sorry, in the Citadel. Yeah.
You want to meet them in the Citadel? Yep.
Oh, where I met Dreas actually.
In the temple, in the
In the
church?
temple, yep.
Okay.
And I want to meet with them first, and then the Reich Marshal.
Okay, meet with them first, and then Reich Marshal.
Sorry, except for the Apothecary. I want to meet with the Apothecary first in my rooms,
Okay.
and then I'll go meet them in the temple, and then I want to meet the Reich Marshal in the gardens. Now,
Okay.
Smade is like pulled out a pad and just started writing down directions.
She repeats your orders a couple of times. You have to correct her a few times. You have patience with her. She does try her best.
Yeah.
And after you've confirmed it with her, she gives a curtsy and heads off. Before long, there's a soft knock at your door as she steps in again, curtsies.
oh well, just quick.
20, 25 minutes.
Cool.
And tells you that the Apothecary Heisen is here to see you. She steps aside and lets the middle-aged, balding man, clad in dark grey robes, very similar to the colours of Moor. He's got purple stripes that outline his collar representing the roses in the Garden of Moor, and thin, small spectacles that sit on the edge of his nose. As he steps in, he gives a shaky bow. Your Holiness,
Brother Hasten,
how may I be of service?
please, come.
He waddles over.
This young gentleman, a darkness has taken him. One of the likes I've not seen.
As you're speaking, he's already examining the boy, opening his eyelids, checking his gums, pulls out his tongue, checks his throat.
The light is strong in this one. And with your willing aid, I hope to bring that out of him. I hope to bring the darkness out of him. I need him to wake, Brother Hasten.
Of course, brother, he shall be awake within the hour. Perhaps something strong, maybe root of the wild leaf. And he starts naming off a few ingredients, and as he does, he pulls out some parchment.
Soraya,
The door opens again. My lord.
please tend to Brother Hasten. And
Of course.
aid him in anything he requires.
As soon as she reaches his side, he's already filled out a page as he hands it to her and begins scribbling down some more ingredients, formulas, and symptoms.
I cannot stress the importance of this, my brother.
Trust in me and trust in Sigma. He shall rise.
Oh, and one last thing. No one is to enter my chamber in my absence, other than Soraya.
He raises a questioning eyebrow at you.
I would hate for those with dark intentions to distract your work.
Of course. So be it.
I'd like guide your hand.
And you, brother. Right, now go. Listen closely. And he begins telling her where and what to go by.
I'm gonna gather a few of my things and then head out to the citadel, to the
To the church.
church.
The
Yeah.
Trey was kind of seeing as well.
What's that, sorry?
Were
Oh,
you going
yeah,
to see?
sorry, yeah.
I just want to say, on my way, do I see, or in my search, do I spot Bonnet anywhere?
You do not.
I don't.
He, as you crawled out of the door, when you were a spider, you would have seen him leaving out the front. With a quip in his step.
Nice.
And wink at one of the serving maids. But yes, as you approach Father Bell's room, the door opens and you are face to face with a tall, hulking man.
Have you seen my brother?
Tomorrow to you too, my lady.
Have you seen my brother?
About an hour ago, in my chambers,
And
with
where
the
did he
Lord
go?
Dario. That I do not know, my lady. But if you do see him, I would very much like to continue my conversation with him.
Gotta find him first, right?
Is there any guards nearby?
2 stationed at your door.
Okay. I'm assuming they're ones that I would trust that are stationed there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do I know one of their names?
You do.
Okay, who's there?
Rickon?
Rickon.
He turns to you in a stiff fashion from his post. My lord.
Please find a few men and help the Lady Drea in.
No. I'll do it on my own.
Please ensure no one enters my rooms whilst Brother Hasten is working other than Soraya.
My lord. he turns and goes back to his post.
They are men I trust, my lady,
Doesn't mean I trust them.
as you wish. The matter still stands. If you find your brother, I should very much like to continue our conversation. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Yeah. Drea's gonna walk off.
Where would you like to go, Drew?
Well, I'm gonna. If I was Bjorn, where would I go? And
Pretty random.
yeah, you are.
So, when she goes, can I ask the other guard
Mm-hmm.
to go stand guard at my balcony?
My lord. And he enters the room, makes his way to the balcony, and you see him take up his post. Well trained, well disciplined, and soldiers you trust.
Lovely.
As you ponder where your brother might be, you find yourself making your way down the steps towards the path towards the outside of the gate. And as you step out, you feel a small, light weight hit your shoulder, and then Az's face in front of your eyes.
I let out like a sigh of relief. Where have you been?
He starts chuttering, and as he does, he makes a sign like this, and then
Wait.
What? Where?
he points in a general direction, and then stands up tall, puts his hands on his hips, and starts pacing around like your brother. And then he takes a swig of imaginary wine and falls on your shoulder, and then stands up and does again.
Did you drink any?
It shakes his head as he grabs.
Can you show me the way?
He points in the direction, and as you get out, he
It's
jumps
like a living
up.
GPS.
He
like
jumps
compass.
Turn right.
As you get out of the gate, he jumps up into your hair, and like he'll either tug at your hair or he'll poke his face down, and like if he wants you to go right, he pokes his face down to your right eye. If he wants you to go left, he pokes it down to the left.
Oh, I love that so much.
And eventually, you're led down, all the way down to the riverbank. And as you get to the riverbank, there's a bridge to your left where you spent the night as a cat with Jayce. He jumps out your hair and then onto a small fence in front of you. Tells you to stop. Looks around. And then does this again. And then he whistles.
He whistles.
And then, see, you don't understand him. He whistles again, going like this.
Okay. Yes.
He jumps down, and on all fours, he starts leading you underneath the bridge. He backs up against the wall. Slowly looks. Looks again.
Is he there?
Shakes his head at you.
Which one isn't there? What, Bjorn? I'm just gonna peek around it.
You see your brother. Out conscious on the floor.
Good God. I'm just gonna walk towards him and like stand over him like, what the hell?
He's passed out. And he smells of a super, super sweet, strong tasting alcohol.
Is the bottle still on the floor?
The bottle is not there.
The bottle's not there.
Hmm.
What? How close is he to the river?
If he would roll over, he would roll down the bank into the river. You can see Fafnir's coil still wrapped around his arm and laying loosely by his side.
Is the homeless guy still in the river?
Homeless guy is
Drowned.
drowned and gone. Watch that see.
Jeez.
And yeah, Fafnir's coil unwrapped by his side, his swords thrown recklessly on the ground. And that's it.
That's it? Are you sure? Okay. Drea's just gonna run her hands over her face and her hair like what a day, it's only 12 p.m. You know? And then she's just gonna try and cup some water in her hands and splash it onto Bjorn's face.
Bjorn, you feel you're mid-dream. You're in the ocean. The sun is above you. The water's calm. And as you swim, you dive underneath the water. You feel rejuvenated. There's no worry on your mind. No concern that lingers. Only the fresh feeling of salt water on your body. As you explore the depth of the ocean, you're mesmerized by the colors and animals that float around you. Eventually, you need to get back up for air. And as your face breaks the cool, icy barrier of the ocean, you open your eyes to find Az sitting on your chest, peering down at you. And you realise his tongue's out. And then you realise his tongue's in your mouth. You hear, there's when you hit a dog's toy, how it squeaks and it's soft like rubber. You hear that and then you hear it again as it hits the wall.
Over here!
He rushes past you, Andrea. Pin sword drawn as he rushes towards Bjorn.
I don't stop him, that's his right.
You feel a pinprick in the side of your thigh. Another one.
Another
one.
1 HP.
Another one.
Oh.
What? I concede.
He jumps up on your chest, holds the pinned sword to your throat.
What did I do?
He wants you to say it again.
Admit your defeat.
Fine. You win this one.
He nods at you like he's the top shit and you're nothing. And he puts away his sword, jumps off your chest and climbs back onto your shoulder. Bjorn, you feel fucking great. You feel on top of the world.
Sweet.
You're full HP,
What?
no exhaustion.
What?
Any negative
I was on
effects
this stuff.
that you had,
Oh.
like any minuses on anything,
Oh.
are completely
You
gone.
got your HP back.
Wait, I want that. I want Mikayo.
But do you remember if you signed the contract?
Do I? Yeah, what's the last thing I remember?
You giggling and saying, no, Mikael.
Wait. Drea,
Yep.
what are you doing here?
Well,
Under my bridge?
I have been looking for you for, the last nearly an hour and you've been here blackout drunk.
It's my bridge, I can do what I want. Did I invite you? party for one. And Micaiah.
Micaiah.
Yes. Have you
Who's
seen it?
Micaiah?
You hear as touching, or you feel him touching the side of the face, and he's like,
Ah,
He's a friend.
the devil.
You don't need to know. You don't need to know everything about me. Right. I feel pretty good actually. Might go for a walk.
When I saw him last, he was like fucked up, right?
real bad. He is a completely new person.
Wait, even the silver in his body?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Oh!
And he had wounds, right?
I'm just gonna like grab my stuff, put my sword to my back, and then I'm gonna do like a handstand and like test my muscles and do like a handstand push up thing. I don't know what that is.
The ground is rough and uneven underneath your hands, yet you still have the strength to hold your balance perfectly.
Sweet.
Dipping your face close to the floor and pushing back up.
Mm.
You swear you feel even stronger than before.
What?
What the hell?
See? Nothing a good drink and sleep won't do to fix it.
Wanna show some for me? Dreas just gonna sit down on the bank.
So, yeah. What's happening?
Has Boulder ever visited you?
No, why would he?
When you
I
were
am
a
his-
son?
Yes. Exactly.
Never?
I assume she needs, like, after, yeah.
In the Sky City though, was that technically? Oh wait, no, you contacted him, never mind.
Look, the one time I reached out to him, he, tried to mind fuck me. In the least gross way. I still haven't recovered. Why do you ask? Have you, heard?
You know he has, you literally told me. You saw it.
What?
In the Crown King.
Oh, that was him! Oh. Good to know. So, what does the old man want?
What's the insight, right?
My insight?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit! +7.
Ooh.
Okay.
Bjorn is not surprised.
Who told you?
Told me what?
That he came and saw me. Would I have an inkling it was Father? It was something like
With that check, yes, he did. Father Bell did mention that your brother saw him and he had a conversation with him.
Was it the priest? How the fuck does he know everything?
You insult my intelligence. I've worked it out on my 100% on my own.
Inside check.
What is it? 7?
7.
I think I did work it out. I think anyone did tell me. But it was through like a collection of things. But no one actually said your father visited.
The 100% on his own is questionable. Maybe 40% on his own.
I mean, Dario was there, but you know, the priest, you know.
You I understand if you figured it out, but Father Bell and Dario.
Why didn't you tell me?
I thought you might have known.
I came to you and I asked you what happened.
I wasn't.
Why are you keeping things from me?
Well, to quote someone, you don't need to know everything about me.
You know, I said that in spite.
I know. You would never tell him where we are, right? Where to find us, what we're doing?
Father, tell the ever chosen. No.
Then how would he find us? I'm not even supposed to be here. He knew it was me. He even... I think I'm stuck between a world that ended and a world that is about to end. How do you save one without damning the other? What if I brought something with me? What if... Anyway. You want the bad news or the bad news?
Let's go with the bad news.
The bad news is, Father Bell has put guards on his room, which means I can't get in there. One on his door, one on his balcony. What if, who knows what he's hiding in there? The other bad news is, well, Tommen.
Oh God. What about Tom? Did he offer to...
Can you let me talk?
Fine.
You never saw the Black Mace, did you?
No. I mean, I was
And how
in
do
the
you
place.
think such a big organisation like this could run? I mean, it would
Someone
need someone...
powerful.
I know!
It's not the priest I asked.
No. So who would it be?
Tom.
Tom. I...
Fucking Twitter. I knew there was something off about you from the moment I met him.
Do I know Bonaire by... I do know Bonaire by name because I had Tom and talk to him, don't I?
And you poisoned him.
Yeah, but did I know him by name?
No, but you would know him by name.
Okay.
Yeah.
We asked Tom and to smuggle something out for him.
Well, Tom and
Bonaire.
asked Bonaire to smuggle something out. What was it?
I don't know, and so that's what I'm hoping to find out. That's why I came to find you.
Have you told Dario? Does he know that he's a Black Mace?
No. I mean, how would you feel if you found out I was...
A murderer? I know what you did.
What I did. What did I do?
You want me to say it?
Oh, I don't have mind spike, I can't read your thoughts, please. Say it. Be done with it. What have I done? What haven't I done? What could I do more? Go on, lay it on me.
You murdered the Duchess. In cold blood. When you were supposed to protect her. Made it look like it was the painted man.
Maybe it was the painted man.
It wasn't.
And how do you know?
Because I spent a lifetime hunting creatures like that.
You mean monsters? Were you spending your lifetime hunting me then?
protect yourself.
To protect all of us.
There was another way.
What?
You made a choice to end a life.
To save a lot more. What would you have done? Waited it out. Talked to the painted man. Oh, I understand your pain, painted man. Don't kill these people. What would you have done? Taken him for a little tea. Listen to his worries.
I'm not talking about the painted man, I'm talking about you. She was in your charge. I told you to protect her.
And I did.
Tell me there's a part of you that feels guilty, remorse. Tell me there's a part of you that...
More back at me.
Just trying to understand. You do things like that? Think no one notices? And then keep it from me? If you had told me, I would have helped you.
Would you? Helped me how?
In another way.
I don't think you understand.
If we become that which we hunt, then how can we be better?
Better never won. We were better than the ever chosen, and we lost. You lost. You are dead from where I am from. What don't you understand? There is no better way to do
In
this.
your world, I didn't have you. In your world, I had no reason to fight. You know how close I was. Throwing it all away. If I was... I was too cowardly. But I know eventually it would have overcame me. And I would have ended it all. But that's why it's different. You being here makes it different. Makes it different for me. It's not the same. We all have something that we want to save. We can't do that if we lose a part of ourselves to the darkness. I don't sound like that fucking priest. Yeah, we got. No, good.
I was going to say, this is all I've ever known. I do not have the luxury of having a childhood or learning what my favourite colour was. I was born into a world that I had to either fight to survive or be prey, die. If I could be different, I would be. If I could live differently,
You can be.
how? What do I have to live for? There's no one here for me. There's no one who will remember me. The people that I loved, I watched die, and now they are living their life without me. How am I supposed to... When this is all done, what is there for me?
The way I see it, you have two futures. Both are worth saving. feel like we've been led down a certain path, but I now know that there's always a choice. Could be as simple as a kind word said to a stranger.
I'm not gonna let him win again.
If you turn into him, then he's already won.
I'm not his daughter.
No. But you are my sister.
Then help me.
I'm trying. Just tell me what you want. Tell me what you're thinking. Let's discuss the options before we take action. And if we can't work it out between two of us, then we seek help from another.
I think. We'll always be different. That does not mean we cannot work together.
Maybe different is better.
Do not expect me to be like you.
Nor what I want you to be. I mean, you don't know what you're missing out on.
A whole lot of snobbery and feeling nothing.
That's bloody well right.
Did you drink?
I don't know.
You don't have any left by any chance?
Afraid not. But I am hungry. Although I don't trust any of the taverns around here,
No.
and I'm not going back to the Citadel.
So where to?
Only good place within this drab piece of shit of a city.
Cathy's? Oh, we head to Cathy's.
I just get to like awkwardly like as we walk. Just go,
Yeah, I'm just gonna
well, rather.
shrug him off. Not yet.
Yeah.
Before you guys get up and walk away, you realise this whole time as it's been running down the bank, diving into the river, coming back up, diving into the bank, and as you guys stand up to
He's
walk
getting the
away,
money! I told him right.
you see a glint of gold, and it's collected 17 gold pieces from the riverbank. And as he stands on top of his pile, cackling mad with laughter, he motions to you to put it in your bag, and then gives you a dirty look.
I'm just
Like,
gonna be
don't
like,
touch his treasure.
what idiot leaves gold in a river?
No idea.
And that
I thought
is where we'll end tonight's session. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Remember, we play every Friday. We'll be streaming. We do have a YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. We also have TikTok. We will have a Patreon coming out. And I think that's it. Thank you again. And we'll see you next Friday to continue our tale. Have a great night.
Hell.
Holy
Hey guys, it's Abraham here, aka the DM for Mythic Wyrd. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Keep spreading the Mythic Wyrd.